In the last episode, we left that cracking spot at Dunblane and headed further north, travelling out to Bladensburg National Park for lunch before making Ayrshire Downs on the Landsborough Highway our camp for the night. Then we trundled into Mount Isa after a lunch stop at the Clemwalton Park and Corilla Dam.
Morning, John.
Morning, Liz. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What a weekend.
What a cracker. Yeah, absolutely. Just to bring you up to speed, guys, we arrived in Mount Isa on Friday. We're going to catch up with some friends over the course of the weekend and attend Trav's 50th birthday party. It was going to be a bit of a surprise, so we sort of snuck around. We had some things to do Saturday morning, just to go back. We had some things that we wanted to do, so we snuck around town on Saturday morning. Very careful sort of where we went, looking around, and then we went to the Buffs Club like for a late lunch and to catch up with the AFL Grand Final, and we walked through the door and bugger me, who should be there? So it was funny because he invited us along to his birthday. What are you doing tonight? You come along to the birthday party. Little did he realise that that's what we were there for. So yeah, it was a great day, great night. And then we ended up catching up with them yesterday afternoon and watched the NRL final as well. So sorry if you're a Queenslander, but it wasn't such a good weekend. Lions went down, Broncos went down.
But they were close
but
games.
They were cracker games.
They were
Absolutely
good games.
Cracker games.
They both put in good efforts.
The pinnacle of the sport, I reckon.
Yes.
So best two sides played on the day. We've been staying at the Sunset Caravan Park, and nice little spot. We've stayed there quite a few times now. It's just to the edge of town.
They have a magnesium.
They have a magnesium pool. Yeah, I got in and firmed everything up. I feel much better now. And it was, not, we heard some stories about the place, but we didn't have any issues. Main thing is to, make sure your car's locked, don't leave anything out, and everything seems to be fine. So,
yeah, no problems.
So today we head further north, so further up into the Gulf. We'll leave Mount Isa, hit Camberwell, and then we head up through the Tablelands Highway. So that takes us basically from this end of the Barclay Highway through to Cape Crawford. So we don't quite know how far we're going to get. We haven't got any bookings, so we're just going to go until we feel it's time to stop. We might. There's a couple of wicker camps on that Tablelands Road, and we know that there's a nice gravel pit with a windmill and stuff up there as well, because we stopped
there before.
We did stop there once before, yeah, under not such good circumstances. So hopefully this is not as eventful as that trip. So we're going to head up to King Ash Bay probably tomorrow and set ourselves up there for a few days.
Yeah, just see what it's like. Just been there before, so.
Yep. They tell me that the Barra abiding, but you do need a vote, so we'll see. It's one of those places. It's always been on the bucket list. A couple of times, once we'd actually penciled in to go there, but after due to circumstances beyond our control, we weren't able to get there. So that's why it's part of this trip. All right, that's enough yibbering and yabbering from me. We'll knuckle down, kill some kilometres, and catch you guys a little bit later on.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. So good. Have a good day. There we go. So we are at the Camberwell rest area. So we've come from the eyes that are here. Got held up, bit of roadworks on the way, but other than that, it's not as much water in here as there was last time. We actually camped here a few years back, but we just thought, well, ideal spot, get a bit of shade and have some morning tea before we head into the Barclay homestead, which is where we turn and head north. If we look a little concerned, it's with good reason. Well guys, we're about 90 k's, somewhere around about 90 k's out of the Barclay homestead, and towards the west you can see what we thought was cloud, but as we've got closer, as you can see, well hopefully you can see, it's actually smoke. Now a few weeks back on the news they did actually have some big fires in Tennant Creek, which is out this way. So I don't know whether we're going to actually get to that or whether it's further west than where we turn off.
A bit of luck further west.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope so. But it's pretty. As we're getting closer, it's pretty intense. You can see that there's actually like a big grey curly well in here in the middle of it, which is probably where it's been fed from. Interesting. Anyway, we'll keep you updated. So the road looks like, wow, that's pretty intense. It looks like we're probably going to go north of the fire. Well, I hope that's the case. Nobody's been flashing lights or calling us on the radio to sort of say, yeah, the road's closed. So we're heading northwest, and that looks to be southwest of the Barclay Highway.
Yes.
As I mentioned before, you know, they had those pretty intense fires in Tennant Creek. Here's them, it's coming this way. So yeah, we'll just keep tooting along this road and we'll see how we go. Certainly getting closer to the heart of it. It's got a big plume of smoke going right up into the atmosphere.
It's quite pretty actually. Up there. Anyway, we'll see.
20 minutes later.
Look, that's just a real firestorm now, and it is to the south of us, thank goodness. And you can see the edge of the road, so it's come up, hasn't crossed the road at this stage, staying on the southern side of the highway.
Just burning the grass.
Just burning the grass, so it's just sweeping across over, who knows. But it's, yeah, it is currently 38 degrees. There's not a lot of wind, if any. You can see by the fact that the smoke's just going straight up.
That's a good thing that there's no wind.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the smoke, look at this big wind behind it. Alright, well that looks like we've actually driven around it. There's a few small patches around here that we're driving up to, but other than that, yeah, and it says now we're 40 k's from the Barclay homestead, so that'll do us for lunch.
But nothing like that firestorm over there, that huge black pile of smoke. It's just incredible.
Well, we're back. We've just stopped at Barclay homestead and had some lunch. Just a quick bite. It was a little bit later than what we anticipated, so lunch was about 2 o'clock Queensland time, because now we're working on NT time. Enough of that. So we've now turned off the Barclay Highway onto the tablelands. So this is quite a narrow stretch of road. It goes for about, well, Cape Crawford's 374 k's. It's a single lane bitumen road, but it gets very badly affected by heavy transport, soft spots with the bitumen, and you end up with all these whoop-de-doos, we'll call them. So you've got to be very cautious of them, plus the fact that it's all unfenced and there's warnings everywhere about roaming stock, so it won't be a quick trip through here. And anyway, we're gonna head up this road, see how far we get today. It's 38 degrees outside, so there's not much point in pulling up too early. We'll just see how we go fatigue wise, and we'll show you camp when we get there. You reckon, Liz?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I must say that I'm enjoying Shiloh. She is effortlessly eating up the K's. And as the shadows get longer, we look for a spot to stop. The map shows a roadside area not much further up the road, so this looks like us tonight. Talk about a spot. It didn't look all that inviting to start with, but after we got out and had a walk around, we found this little track that led back up into the bush. A great little spot that we could back up into and we could stay hitched up.
Yeah, if you go sort of down over that side a little bit more, that'd be great. Yeah, just now come back straight enough. Yeah, I reckon stop. Yep, that is correct. Let me have a look.
Wow, what a day. Well, we've pulled up at a gravel pit, it's called, on the Tablelands Highway. So we got to the first stop, was about, I think it was 147 k's up the Tablelands Road, and it was sort of 4 o'clock-ish. But the problem was it's 39 degrees, and I know we're not complaining. It's we expected it to be well, as warm as this at least, because of the fringe season that we're travelling up this way. But we thought, well, instead of sitting around for 3 or 4 hours with daylight, why don't we just sort of try and make some ground, which we've done. So we've ended up about 260, 270 k's, 280 k's I think, actually, up this road, which leaves us just shy of Cape Crawford. So in the morning, into Cape Crawford, refuel, and then head up to King Ash Bay. So I'm looking forward to, excited about that. It's going to be warm, but as I said, we sort of expected that. Now this is not a bad spot. I'm going to call it Shitsville because it's typical of these sort of places. People just can't help themselves and they crap all over the ground and leave the paper. I just scratch my head, you know, and they go, oh, I can't stop there anymore, can't stop there anymore. Wonder why? Because if it was my property, I wouldn't let you stop there either, really. Anyway, so we've found a nice little nook. There's a little track off the end of the gravel pit that takes you back into the bush somewhat. So that's given us a spot to sneak right off across, away from the road. We can open everything up, get some bit of breeze blowing through, so it won't be too bad. All in all, a pretty cool day. So Liz has just organised a bit of dinner, and I reckon it's probably nearly beer o'clock. Hopefully we've got the moon. We've had the moon for the last few nights, a big harvest moon. That'll be a bit late coming up tonight, so hopefully we might actually get some good stars with a nice sunset. We'll see how we go. A few flies, but it's all right, we're used to them. All right, well, we'll plug along here and find a cold bevy, I reckon. We'll catch you guys later. Bye. And that's what I like about the hardcore lights, is you're able to mix and match, because we've got about 3 or 4 different ways we set the van up, depending on how long we're going to stay and where we are. So this hardcore give me that flexibility to do that. As I said, you know, we pulled up, and I'm going to name this place Shitsville. At the end of the day, if we don't clean up after these few parasites, because I know 99% of people do the right thing, but if we don't clean up after these parasites, then they're going to close places like this, and we'll have nowhere to stop when you need to.
So tip for the people.
So tip for the people is, you've always got garbage bags. Grab one of these things. They're awesome, awesome rubber gloves. And let's try and do our bit to keep these places open. I've had me poop say now. I'm happy. I can get a beer.
Right, well, I'm going to have my say now. Ladies, put your toilet paper in the bin. You've got a bin. Generally people are carrying rubbish bags, so just pick it up, put it in the bin instead of leaving it lying on the ground. Come on, it's not hard.